Well, let's get started on our team binder, and that's what we'll call it. We'll just call it our team binder. It's a 3-ring binder, and what you're going to notice, my front page, I have a little sleeve over here where I have my current catalog, and I have my Join Host brochure. I always want that available to me because I'm going to be looking through it as team members might have questions. Then over here, I've got some of the information broken down, and you're going to notice that I have the current comp plan. I also have hostess rewards because those are questions that are going to come up when I'm talking to my team members, especially those that are in Fast Start. And you're also going to notice I've got all my great frontline names right there labeled with each having a tab. The first question that I get asked is, who needs to have a team binder? Well, basically, anybody that wants to have financial freedom or they want to have time freedom. Anybody that wants to have their dreams come true with Jamberry and this amazing opportunity, that's who needs a binder. Now, why do I only set up tabs for my frontline or my level 1? Because, I've got some girls that are on my level 1 that aren't doing really much of anything, and it's their girls on their downline that are really excited and team building. So why do I set it up with my frontline? Well, that's easy. Because you can only have as many active legs as you have frontline. Say, for example, you've got 6 girls on your front line because for the past 2 months you've been a recruiting machine. And so that means you can have 6 active legs. So we're really setting the tabs up, more thinking about our active legs. I'll tell you a little bit more later on how to keep track of them. What goes in your team binder? Each of those active legs has a pocket. I've asked you to have a tab and a pocket. So what goes in that pocket? What information do I put in there? Well, you're going to find that it's really anything that's pertinent to you. And for me, I don't like reinventing the wheel. Everything that is on my workstation, I really don't need to put into my binder because it's there on my workstation. So what I basically do is I put information that talks about things that are personal for them. Mostly, I put in their binder things that have to do with coaching calls. That's a new word that I'm tossing out at you, but that's one of those where you're going to find out how to work with your team and create coaching calls. So what I do is I have information about what her dreams are, what her why is she with Jamberry, what is her affirmation, what's her long-term goal, what is a strength, what is a weakness, what have been maybe some of the rewards or incentives that she's won. How far on track is she for this next promotion? Things that I can keep track of that maybe don't show up necessarily on my workstation. So that's what goes in my binder. And here's another great question. When do I start a team binder? When do I get a 3-ring binder and start doing all of this? Well, basically the day that you join. You need to do this because one of the first things that you're going to be doing is adding to your team. So why not start out by being organized in the beginning? Make it easy because when it's easy, it's a lot more fun. So when do you get a binder? Basically, that's going to be on your list of things to do until your kit comes. Okay, Debbie, you've told us that we only put our frontline names, but how do I keep track of their downline? Because I've got some girls that are really rising stars and they're like 2 or 3 or 4 legs down. Well, that's going to be easy. I'm going to show you what to do, and it's really simple because it's Post-it notes. Who doesn't love a beautiful Post-it note? With Post-it notes, you can move things around, you can create genealogy, you can create legs, you can write information on it, and because that information is ever changing in their career, it's something that's easy that you can just pull up and you can throw away. I'll show you more when we get inside the notebook. So here we are at page 1 of my notebook, and this is a sample of what it might look like on yours. My first one is Patricia Weir. Now she is my senior team manager, and you're going to notice underneath here we're going to start out with her downline. You'll notice that on her downline I've got Post-it notes that are pinned right there for Rebecca and for Amanda, and you're going to see that they're listed at their rank, team manager, and any notes that I need to make about Rebecca and Amanda I can put right there. But if I need to use a bigger sheet, like I've got this one right here, you're going to see it says Rebecca Fulks. I have made a sheet that goes into the pocket of Rebecca Folks right underneath Patricia's. So I know that Rebecca and Amanda are underneath Patricia, and those are the girls that I'm keeping my eye on and making sure that I help Patricia in any way that I can with her downline. Okay, so what am I going to ask? What are some of the things that I'm going to keep in my notebook? Well, let's look at Patricia's real quick. I'm going to ask Patricia, why is she with Jamberry? What is it? Why is she with it now? Not why she joined, but why now? And then we're going to talk about her affirmation. What is her mantra? What's her affirmation? What's she working on? What is that one positive quote that really gives some oomph or zing to her when she says it? I'm going to ask her short-term goals. Generally, what do you want in the next 6 months? What are we looking at? And we break it down. And then I ask her, what are your long-term goals? And that's 2 to 3 years. Then I want to ask her, what's her Jamberry weakness? And what I mean by that, and it changes and it fluctuates. Maybe a weakness can be follow-up. Maybe it can be, I don't feel organized. Maybe it's, I struggle with getting recruits. I'm not sure how to book Facebook parties. I don't know how to do Facebook parties. So we talk about, what do you feel like your number one Jamberry weakness is? Then I ask, what is your Jamberry strength? What are you really good at? And I love it because when you can pick out that one strength and you can talk about that one strength, that's how I know that's what she can build on. Because when you are strong in an area, you don't let it go. You continue to build on it and you continue to be strong in it. Now, bottom line, what this information is, this is information that is not on my workstation. I don't use information in the notebook that I can get on my workstation. Some of you will print out an Excel spreadsheet and put it in here. Maybe you'll put it in that front pocket that'll have all the latest information of maybe last month's sales or month before. You can do that. That's some of the things that you can store in there so you don't have to go back to your workstation. But what I put in the notebook is what I can't find in my workstation. And it's really more personal things. And you're going to vary it depending on how you're doing your coaching, how you're doing your training, and how you're getting to know your girls. For instance, on one of my girls' pages, I've got her husband's name, I've got her children's name, because I've never met them and I don't know them. So I find out little things and I just make a note so that one day when I do meet them, I'm going to be able to introduce myself and remember their children's name and remember their husband's name. So it's one of those where the notebook really is very personal for you so that you can help your team do their best. I hope that answers some of your questions about the team notebook. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to post this, and then I'm going to ask you to ask me your questions so I can answer them specifically, because I could go into a lot of detail about this, and I just don't want to lose you. I don't want to bore you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post it, and then what we can do is we can answer questions on that thread that you have about more specific things, about ways that you might have about starting your team binder. See you on Facebook.